Welcome to my Iron Fwitz guide, where I, Fwitz, show you how to play Iron Fist. I highly recommend checking out other Iron Fist players like Benser, who are significantly better than I am. I have been a top 500 Iron Fist, but I can't say them the best. So take every little tip I give you with a grain of salt. Essentially, to run it down, always be mindful of when to use your block. Heal whenever you can and whenever it's necessary. Create a large gap between strategists and their tanks. Isolate tanks and go for those isolated tanks. Whenever you see a low health target, prioritize that target. And you want to make sure that you use your kick to get out of bad situations, but also you want to use it to kill those low value health targets. You kind of have to read the room. If you're fighting a 5v1, probably you shouldn't use your kick to try to kill somebody. You should probably try to use that to get out. Now, if you have good support from your teammates and you can rely on your healers to back you up, use that kick and be able to enable your team in a way that's possible and be enabled by them. So at the very beginning, I get a feel of who they're playing as DPS, and for the strategists, they have Jeff, Luna, Magic, and Psylocke. Psylocke and Magic being two dive heavy characters. So my role in this game is to try to eliminate or make as much distance from their divers and their strategists. They also have a Captain America. So they have they have a dive heavy comp. So my goal is to make sure that the dive doesn't dive. Basically be a peeler for this game. And as an Iron Fist, you want to switch up your targets a lot. You don't want to stick to a certain target all the time and just target a single person. That is not the way I really play unless that person is having significant value to their team. Basically, you want to get rid of any enemies that are enabling their team or that are not being contested. And by contested, I mean it could be their supports, their tanks, their DPS. Usually DPS and their supports. If a healer is getting free healing and not being contested, target that healer. Make sure they're not doing their job. And also going for low health targets. If you notice that your team has somebody at low health, target that character. There, I try to save my teammate from the Jeff ult, but sadly I couldn't get it. And there's no point or value for me staying in this fight and dying, so I just back up. And you want to use that shift ability to get out of bad situations as much as possible. Like, sure, you want to use your shift to kill as well. There's a good combination there. But you also got to realize the position you're in. I was in a 5v1. If I used my kick in that situation to try to get maybe one kill, there was no value in it. There's really no value in it. So I just regroup. As an Iron Fist, you want to focus low health targets. Magic here is half health, below half health. With one of my kicks, I can basically kill her with the help of my tank, who's right here. So as an Iron Fist, you want to prioritize low health targets. Even if you're fighting somebody else, if you notice somebody is low, go for that character.
I'll take that.
And with your ultimate, typically you never want to ult whenever a support is ulting, because you can't kill them. Usually I'll ult towards the end, or I'll bait out their ults. In my opinion, Iron Fist ult isn't as valuable as other ults compared to Luna, Thor, Magneto, Invis, or Phoenix. So most of the time, you should be baiting out support ults with Iron Fist, because yours is realistically the least valuable. You can't kill through support ults unless you have another two supports backing you up. Or you want to team up your ult with another ult. Like, let's say Thor's ulting, I'm gonna ult with him to secure the most damage possible. Magneto's ulting, I don't even need to ult, but if he's targeting a cloak and dagger, do damage to that cloak and dagger. Magneto can only do so much. So you need to help that Magneto out and do damage to whoever's targeting. It's a cloak and dagger ulting. You are doing as much damage as possible to that cloak and dagger so that your Magneto can just drop a boulder on them. If a rocket is ulting on the enemy team, use your ult, break it. You don't even need to use your ult half the time. You could just right click, get that enhanced punch, and just kill the ult yourself. Ulting though, it does help. It makes it faster. Helps against Hulk, Penny, a lot of tank ults. Magneto. And if you're ever fighting a hit scan character like Phoenix, Hela, or Hawkeye, you want to have as much movement as possible. Like, you don't want to become an easy target, or you don't want to be in the headshot crosshair area of their aim. Usually, I'm incorporating some jumps as I'm punching them just so I can get a more higher elevation, so they're less likely to hit my head.
I have a shield.
And remember, you're a healer. Heal. When you have a Luna. And if you're not getting healed, you're probably out of line of sight. Your healers are more than likely not absolute dog shit. Turn around. And when you reset all the way. Don't get some half bullshit heals and then go back. Like, you get some health. And you also want to create some distance from health packs. Like right there, I got between her and the health pack so that she couldn't get it, so that I'd be more of an advantage to get it. And here was just unfortunate, but hopefully we get a kill here. We don't really bait out any ults because they don't have any. But with my ult in mind, mine is the least useful ult in this lineup, realistically. So with me ulting and no counter ults were used, that tells us, that gives us the information that they aren't using ults. They don't either have them or they don't see me as a priority. But more likely than not, they're not thinking that far ahead. So this gives us the indicator they don't have any ults right now, which is true. We can't tell, but this is true. But usually supports will activate their ult whenever your ult pops up, just to counter you. And something that Iron Fist is really good for is stalling. You can stall as Iron Fist for so long. We get the Jeff there, get one of the healers down. Try to go for the invis, because honestly, the supports is what is keeping them up right now. Nobody's really noticing me here. They start to notice me. I'm just running around this tree, waiting for my block to come up. Get some good health. Try to stay in line of sight of my supports. They get me up. They get me good. And then right there, which is unfortunate. Right there, I didn't get enough heals at the moment. It is what it is. My strategy just happened to go down. It would have been a great ult, though, to counter the Captain America. And the Strange as well. And here, even if you're an Iron Fist, even if you're DPS, if there's already 2 tanks, it does not hurt to fucking portal. Does not hurt the fucking portal. Unfortunately, we lose this first round, but we don't lose the game. And overall, we didn't really do anything wrong there. Our team overall didn't do anything wrong. It was just towards the end of that fight or that round, they had better ult usage. They had more ults available to them.
But now I'm so much
Marvel Rivals really is about who can use the most ults and use them effectively. So we start this matchup, the second round, with knowing that their Bucky is probably their most enabled, if not the enabler to their team. So right here, we want to make sure that their supports or strategists are being contested. They're not getting free heals. Jeff is very valuable when he's in the very far back, not getting contested whatsoever. So it's very important that we're not giving him that opportunity. Here we unfortunately go down. We just get targeted there. And whenever you have both abilities on cooldown, you want to just go back and regroup with your team. You don't want to take any unnecessary fights you don't need to. And remember, peeling is crucial. If your strategists cannot do their job, you will not stay alive. But making sure that your strategists have the best opportunity for success is probably the most critical role in a DPS role. And I feel like Iron Fist does a really good job of doing this. In my opinion, Iron Fist is probably one of the most versatile characters in the game, just because he can fill any sort of role that possible. So right about here, I kind of determined that I'm about to get my ult, and the enemy team should be starting getting theirs. So I just pop my ult just to bait something out. I bait out a Bucky ult. Our invis counters that. I focus the Bucky majorly here. Their invis ults are Magneto ults. They're Jeff ults. We bait out a series of ults. And then ultimately we have our Cloak and Dagger ult as well, which allows us to win this fight. A lot of ult trade-offs. So right here they start contesting point again. I think Luna ults here, yeah. And at this point I'm just farming my ult. I'm just standing there finding my ult. I notice that Magneto's out of Luna's range. I go for him. You wanna pick off any isolated tanks. The more you're able to isolate tanks and then come back and kill them, so beneficial. A lot of times what you want to do is you want to dive the healers, hopefully get a pick there in some way possible. If not, you want to make that distance between the strategist and the tank as large as possible. That when you go back to that tank that's now isolated, you can just drill them with your team. Unfortunately, I die here. It was just bad timing with my team deciding to peel 3-4 people. It is what it is. But sometimes you just have to trade. Sometimes I will die where necessary. I'd rather I die than a support dies because they're able to keep the rest of my team alive. And you really wanna, I really wanna emphasize this, that you wanna go for those characters that are like low health. You get a lot of value from it.
Armed and dangerous! Asgard's might! Leave them to Khonshu!
So we win that second round. In this round, they switched to Emma to counter me, as well as Wolverine. Wolverine's not really much of a counter. He's more of a counter to our Thor and Magneto. But they switched to Emma, counters me as much as possible. And I realize this, but I don't really put in the practice here. I kind of just try to focus on Wolverine. The Emma grabs me. You want to use that block. Your block, you don't want to use it sparingly, but you don't want to use it too preemptively. You don't want to use it to try to get an easy, quick kill when they could have another teammate behind you who could have an ability that could just wipe you out, like Emma. Emma, once she grabs you, if you can block both the grab and the kick, great. If you can't block the grab, at least block the kick. The kick does so much damage. Unfortunately here, I think we will lose this fight just because Jeff managed to ult our team. And unfortunately, we're not able to stay on point. And here, unfortunately, my block, I still get grabbed because Emma's focusing me at this point. And this is where I start to notice where I need to change up my playstyle. So right here, I'm kind of just trying to make the enemy team go back on the point. Wolverine's gonna hit me here. I'm gonna block. I'm gonna go back for some heals. And Emma's isolated here, so I'm gonna do my business and kill her. So right now, it's really about holding point as much as we can. And then allowing our support to do their job. Bucky has always been an issue, so I kind of contest him. I use my block to get out of that CC. And with this team composition, they're playing CC rivals right now. They got Wolverine. They got Emma grab. And I just don't want to be in that business. I pop my ult. Try to get something out. Their Bucky tries to capitalize on that. I kill him. I go for this Cloak and Dagger to try to help the Magneto. He managed to get the kill. We managed to wipe out half their team. Wolverine trying to get out. We're not trying to let him. Yeah, unfortunately does.
Healed at last.
Leave them to Khonshu.
And here, our Moon Knight isolates this Emma for us, and we managed to get this kill. Something that you kind of just have to like realize and look at. Like you kind of have to know what the rest of your team is doing. Like here, most people are like, "Oh, Moon Knight wasted that ult." Okay, and if he did, so what? Capitalize off that. What did he do for you? Emma, I realized that three of their team is over on the left side over here, trying to go for my Moon Knight. Emma is, from what I see, by herself. Supports were just healing back here. There's a giant pillar behind her. She's not gonna get the healing that she needs. So I capitalize off that. And here, their Bucky's trying to go for my healers. That's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, buddy. And then the Captain America is actually going for my healers. I come back and heal for them, because that's the least I can fucking do. Making sure they're alright. You gotta make sure the ladies are always alright. And Judd. And here, my Thor is in a bad fight with Wolverine. I'm helping this guy out, making sure that Wolverine does not get the business on my Thor. Strange tries to go for my Cloak and Dagger. I punch the shit out of him. Absolutely cook him. And I go fight this Cap again. He's dead. Emma's isolated again. I'm gonna get the scrap on her. Sadly, she's now getting healed. I go in the invisible ult. I go in again to get my ult safely. And I start going for the people that are outside of the ult, because that's where I'm gonna get the most value from. And here at this point, most of my team is dead, so I just try to stay alive as long as I can. And I'm not sure what's happening here. Strange just ended up not portaling for some reason, so we have to get on point. I'm gonna grab this. We block the kick. I can't kill the Emma because she's getting healed. I gotta go for the healers. Managed to get 2 there. I go back to the Captain America. And with Iron Fist, I recommend tapping when you're not actively like targeting somebody. And yeah, that's how I play Iron Fist, and that's how you get a 44-9 game with MVP, 21 final hits. Iron Fist may not be mechanically hard, but in my opinion, he requires the most game sense in the game. If you have game sense, Iron Fist should be relatively easy. Mechanically, he's not super hard, but in my opinion, he requires the most game sense. He is a versatile hero. He can fill a mini tank role. He can even be like a little support if he teamed up with Luna. And I think that's what makes him a great DPS. He's able to fill a wide range, a great dynamic of roles in this game. And in my opinion, he's the best DPS in the game. And by best, I mean versatile. It's simple, but it's not easy. Thank you for watching my Iron Fwitz guide. Hope you guys learned something.